On the 32 valve engine, the spark plugs are located underneath this little plate here. There are two 8mm bolts that are holding the coil cover in place. This one in the back, you may have to move the clutch cable just to get to it, but just put your 8mm socket on there and remove those. Once you remove the coil cover out of the way, you'll have the coil on plugs that will now be exposed. There's a little tab right here where my thumb is that you'll be pushing down and then sliding this connector off. Okay, so you just slide that connector off, then you're left with the actual ignition coil, and it just pops right out. To remove the cam covers, it's a 13mm socket. You'll have to use a deep one on this top one with a stud. And we're going to remove the two here on the front, then these ones on the outside running down the side. As you're removing all of these, keep in mind there are gaskets that go around each of them, so just keep track of them. To remove the cam cover, be very careful and take a flat spade. Under here there was a good enough gap that you could start to move it. And then just remove the cam cover. There are seals that go around each of the spark plug ports, so be very careful, make sure they all come out with it, otherwise they'll remain right here. So now we're looking at top of the cylinder head here. Got our dual overhead cam, intake cam, exhaust cam, secondary and primary chaining. You'll also have the gasket for the cam cover right here, glued in the top part, but you can go ahead and just remove that. Now pull off the passenger side. Yeah. Same thing, just make sure that all these come out with it. So with an 18mm socket wrench, you can put it on the crankshaft here at the bottom, and as you turn it, you'll notice that it's turning all of the cam gears, okay, which is turning the camshafts here. And so notice how they rotate, and they each have kind of an egg shape on each of the lobes. And so that's going to be important for removing the valve lash adjusters, because you need to move these just into the right spot. So what I'm going to show you next is a cylinder head that doesn't, it's off of the car, and I really can't move it, but I have some in the right spot. So you'll have the advantage with the engine still together that you'll be able to turn these and get those lobes back and forth exactly in the position that you need. So once again, it's an 18mm socket on the crankshaft pulley, or if it's an 0304 Cobra, you'll be putting a 14mm hex inside the crankshaft on the stock lower and rotating it. But as you rotate it, you can see here, you're able to move those the cams around. Once again, you want this to have as little tension on it as possible and be able to roll away as you pry up on this. Okay, so see that? We just popped it up off of that. And the roller lifts off of the spring back there. Okay? Just lift it straight off. So now you're left with just the top of the spring. Now you're just going to grab a pair of pliers, and you're just going to grab the valve lash adjuster. So here it is. So the new ones, you need to prime these with oil, and they should be pretty stiff once they're full of oil. Okay, but you would just slide the new one down in. Okay, then you're just going to grab your roller here and just put it right back under there. Okay, so see how we have the roller going underneath the cam there? Okay, so we've just wedged it back in. Okay, you're going to push down on the spring and forward with the screwdriver. And it'll lock back into place. So that's basically how you remove the valve lash adjuster and replace it. Make sure you like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.